The Power Station. Some like it hot. Mr. Andy Taylor on guitar. This is the CVT Guitar Lesson for Paul. Definitely the Andy Taylor guy. Duran Duran, the Power Station. Great guitar player. Tuning for this, Paul, is standard. And yeah, this is just groove, man. All the way through here. Section 1A, 14 seconds in. A lot of the CVTs that I've worked on for you, I feel like I've kind of worked up to this because this is got a lot of funk and percussive stuff in it. So it should be right up your alley here. 7D, you're going to hammer on to 9, but you're going to palm mute the 7, just light, because we don't really have distortion on it. It's a clean sound, but make sure your attack's good, you know. And then palm mute the 9 after it. And then an upstroke on the 8B. You're going to do and then you'll mute the B string with an upstroke, and then palm mute 7D. I want you to see where it starts and where it ends. And that's technically, that is it right there. You would have, I'll slow it down, but without palm mute, I want you to hear it. Oops. There it is. So if you get used to that groove, something that seems like it may not be that important usually is, and it's, you know, getting the mute off the B string. Or if you did it on the G, it's not going to really be a difference, but it's important to have it in there. If you see that as a subgroup, you repeat it, and then the third one, it changes on the end. After the 8, you'll go 9B palm mute, or 9G palm mute, 10B, 8B. Now, something I do want to suggest is maybe don't palm mute if it's throwing you off when you're working on this, and try to get the note placement right. If you're feeling confident with that, come back in and try to fit in the palm mutes where they need to be, right? Kind of how I broke it down a second ago. You know, you get used to it like that, it'll have the groove. And then you bring it together. It does that 8 times. The 8th time, no star. Well, the star is just the last note where we're going. Instead of that 8, you're still going to do it, but it's going to be 7G, 8B. That's how he stamps out of that to go into the next section, which is pre-chorus section 1B, 44 seconds in. And I know the keyboards are popping here. I pulled up some live stuff to see where Andy is usually live. I noticed he ups things a little bit, and he did. It was loud enough for me to hear it better than the studio version. So 10D, 7th fret barred on the G and B. You're going to do 3 times staccato, and the 4th time just add the middle finger to 8B. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. You can hear how it's chop, 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 chop. Don't go. I mean, yeah, I'm hitting them in the right spot, but the whole feel isn't there, you know, so 2 times. Then we have this. Really cool. It's an E minor, 7E, 8B, and 9G. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, then 3 quick ones. String mutes, just relieve the pressure here and go down, up, 9, 7, 7, down, up on the string mutes, right back to the 9, 8, 7. So or you can flatten out if you need to, you know, but let's do it again. If we need to, just try the groove up to there. Or take it from the mutes. So you have And then double dots, you're going to go right back to the second time no star. You'll still be playing along, you'll be going. The only difference is, he doesn't go to the, he keeps it as an E minor. That's it. And that whole section, you know, you'll see that with the double dots in there. Section 1C, a minute in, some more funky percussive stuff. I did it 2 times because he does it 2 times. What you want to do is 12th fret G and B, more staccato stuff. 1, 2, and then 14 D, and then start it over. So it's really, you know, like 3 times of that. And then the tail end piece that's different is 14 G, 12 bar GB, 14, 12, 14 D. If we subgroup that, it sounds like this. In context, 2 times because it's got the double dots. Then on the 3rd time, really cool, he goes. Love that. So he's going 3 times quick on the 12 GB. And then 14 D, 12 GB. Now that final 12 GB, you're back to that groove we were doing earlier. So you have. So you're just kind of altering the beginning of that. I timestamped in the middle of this section because I didn't want you to get lost in it because there was some changes. Minute 11 in, he changes again to this. So you're going to go 12 G and B twice, real staccato, and then 12 D, hammer to 14, and then start it over. So it's, and then moving on to the last line, 12 GB. He'll go, oops. You'll go down up 14 G, 12 GB. Oops. And then 12 GB, 14 G. 12 GB, 14 D. So you're having a double, single, double, single. Subgroup that stuff when you're practicing, Paul. Even that, just every other. Just think of it that way. All right, and then a minute 15 in, you'll see section 1C again. That's what we just did. No star. It's just that first groove we did that. Okay, and then you'll see in place of that star, we went through it twice. Then you have 12 GB, that little fast groove we used at the end of section 1C. 12 GB, down up, 14 G, 12 GB to 14 D. It's the only difference there. So, top of page 3, back to the groove. Just 1 time though. There are 2 times on the 12 GB. Okay, we did that one earlier, right? 14 G single, 12 GB, and then on the D, 14, 12, 14. Then Andy changes it again. I love this. And I didn't want to skip it, Paul, because I know you have a good ear. You're going to hear this anyways. But it's really cool, man. He'll go. Really cool. So let's break that down. It's right below the 123 timestamp, and that's where it was a new thing that he did, which is why I timestamped it there. Keep it staccato, but still fast on the D. 12, 13, 14, 12, 12 G twice. So it's and then 12 again, 14 D. So it's or add that extra 12 to the 14 D, and then 12 12 14 12 on the G with the 14 12 14 on the D. That one we've done a lot. 127 timestamp, 12 GB twice with the 14 D, and then this. You'll go 12 G, and this is used a lot in funk. It's a single string mute with the down, so we have, and then up on the 12 after the mute, so down down up, and then the 14 D. That in itself, believe it or not, is a groove. It's getting the mutes in there. It's so key. Okay, on the G, 3 12s, 14 D, 3 12s, 14 D. It'll be. So we have. Then we hit a series of repeats, you know, for quite a while, till the solo comes in. And the solo comes in at 2 minutes, 32 seconds. We're going to switch over. To some distortion, and the solo is just smoking, man. Okay, we're gonna go 2nd fret on the G. You're gonna bend release 3 times, then vibrato. Okay, then we have the you're gonna go alternate pick, palm mute, 7 9 on the D and G. On the B, 7, hammer 8 10. So we have triplet, right? Then don't palm mute the B string. Same thing on the E, 7 8 10 hammer. And then 8 pull 7 on the E. So we have on the B, pick 10, pull 8 7, and then down up down 10 7 8, pull up to 7. So or he doubles this solo and he doesn't play it exactly articulate the same, so keep that in mind as you're working on this. And then 9 8 7 G. So you have or then 9 D, 7 9 G bend, and then kind of pinch harmonic bend release, vibrato. 238 timestamp. 15B, bend a whole step. That's, you know, up to that note. Stop the note. Come back, pick, let it ring, and then bend release vibrato. So we have. Okay, then you're gonna go down up, 15B, 12, 14, 15E. Then pull off to 14 and 12, and then start it over. It's 4 times. With your index, I would touch the B string so we don't get this. You gotta try to make it happen, but like when you come off this, you don't want it to ring to an open. Cool. It's done?
Really good.
Take that, thank you. Take that same exact thing, same concept, down up with the double pulls, but move it up to 17B and then 14, 15, 17 on the high E. So we have and then act as if you're starting it over again. Then when you get to the 17E, bend release 3 times and then pick vibrato. And then he does this awesome this is really cool. On the E, 14, and then 17, 15, 14. Start now with a downstroke as well, but you're going to alternate pick. 17, 15, 14 on the B. And then chromatic on the G, 16, 15, 14, pull 13. 14, 12 D. 14A slide. Here it is a little slowed down. Just different than the metal players, man. Much credit to Andy. It's very cool. Page 4, basically you've got repeats. Section 1B the same, section 1C no star, and you play that right up to the end. 337, and then at 338 he does this, and it's easy to miss. You'll go let's see, 12 GB twice, staccato, palm mute 14D, and then do it again, so it's, but go to 12D, so